Hurricanes can cause severe damage to your home or property, so if you need storm repairs, make sure you use only Florida licensed contractors. Remember to check their references, get everything in writing, and don't pay up front. To verify your contractors are licensed, contact the Florida Department of Business and Professional Regulation online at myfloridalicense.com. That's myfloridalicense.com.
If you have investments and feel they haven't made enough for you to retire on, or if you just want to learn how extra money can be made from home, do what thousands of people have done. Hop in your car and head over to Online Trading Academy. Learn their patented rules-based strategy for trading. It shows how to pick the right investments like stocks, options, futures, and Forex, how they make money not only when they go up, but when they go down or sideways. And most important, learn how to limit the risk on all trades you make. Learn investing from professional traders in a classroom who are certified, currently trade, and profitable. They show you what they do every day to make income. See for yourself at a free half-day class at Online Trading Academy. They're all over Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County. There's a free half-day class near you. Call now for a pair of free tickets. Online Trading Academy, 954-668-2510. 954-668-2510. 954-668-2510.
Talk health, talk wealth, talk politics, talk 1470 and 95.3 FM, WNN.
The following program is sponsored by the Emerald Financial Group, which is solely responsible for its content. Securities offered through J.W. Cole Financial members, FINRA, SIPC. Investment advice offered through J.W. Cole Advisors. The Emerald Financial Group, J.W. Cole Financial, and J.W. Cole Advisors are unaffiliated entities. The opinions expressed by Jeanette Vanderhorst should not be construed as specific investment, legal, or tax advice. All economic and performance information is historical and not indicative of future results. Investing may involve the risk of loss of principal. Any tax advice on this show is not intended to be used by any person for the purpose of avoiding U.S. federal or state tax penalties that may be imposed on such person, and each listener should seek advice from their tax advisor or legal counsel on topics that arise from the show. Jeanette Vanderhorst is not providing legal or tax advice. Nothing should be construed as solicitation of an offer to buy securities.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
AMP2.TV presents Tell Us Your Business, where you're invited on the air to tell us what makes your business stand out in the community. It's important we hear from you to tell us all we need to know about what you do best. Tell Us Your Business uses the latest radio and television production systems, and all shows can be seen on AMP2.TV. If you have a question for our guest, call 888-565-1470. Now, let's get ready as our guest hits the airwaves and informs us about what we need to know on Tell Us Your Business.
Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome to Minding Your Business with Sandra and Jeanette. We are so happy to be here today. We have Jeanette on the line. I'm here in the studio. Jeanette's actually calling in. She's at a conference up in Boston and visiting New York as well. Jeanette, you on the line?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can. Awesome. Yes.
Yeah, I'm so thrilled I could dial in. I'm so sorry I couldn't be there today, but I got to tell you, this was such an awesome opportunity to be with the Women of Coal, such an inspiring group. But before I do that, I have to give a quick shout out. Okay, so driving, I almost couldn't call in. My phone was about to die. The car charger wouldn't charge my phone. I stopped at Old Withersfield, Connecticut, and I went into Village Pizza Restaurant. I mean, with zero hesitation. They were like, absolutely, charge it here. Didn't ask me for anything. Such a great, friendly environment. So I have to say that if you're ever in Old Withersfield, Connecticut, you got to stop by this place. It's called Village Pizzeria and Family Restaurant. It's on 233 Main Street, Old Withersfield, Connecticut. So with that said, Boston was fantastic.
Yeah, you were saying was it an all-women conference or?
All women's conference. We actually discussed maybe incorporating some of the guys, and a lot of the women were just very adamant about, this is our group, this is about empowering women. While we welcome the men there, maybe for, if we do a break, if there's a break, they can join. Because I think it's important that men see how we collaborate.
Yep.
The benefit that we bring to the firm. We just had an amazing 3 days of just brainstorming, collaborating. These women have made a choice to branch off and pursue a career of independence and purpose.
Yeah.
So they're making an impact on the lives of so many families by providing a service that's led with care.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
And it was amazing. Okay, so I got to give like a quick tip because I don't want to take up too much of the time. I know that you have a lot of people. Well, not a lot, but you have a few lovely ladies there, and I'm dying to hear what they have to say. And I'm not present, so I'm going to be listening and chiming in from time to time. But just a couple of things, guys. When we're minding our business, if you are an entrepreneur, you want to make sure that you're networking. Touch on those center of influences. That can be a CPA, an attorney, a therapist. I mean, it can just be someone who just connects with so many people. Remember, one person or one professional can lead to hundreds of referrals. So it's important that we connect with our center of influence and join networking groups. I mean, United Women Professionals is an awesome group. Mm-hmm. I'm also part of the Women in Financial Services group. All of those groups really connects us to women that are like-minded, that are moving in the same direction that we are, that are looking for not financial security, but financial independence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's true.
Exactly. That is
so.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. So what do you got going on, Sandra? I mean, I'm dying to hear.
I know we have a full house today. I'll do a quick. Yeah, we have Latasha here, who's president of Intellects and IT Solutions Company. We have Jewel Brody Reed here, who's a life coach and author. We have Carmen Bernard, who's an independent legal shield advisor for small businesses. And we have Nicole Carson, who's also a life coach and author. And it's really this high energy of a bunch of women here who want to help other women.
That's right.
We're all about empowering and that movement. And we want to hear kind of thoughts, what's going on. I know we have woke up, all of us, to some sad news with Anthony Bourdain. And this week,
followed by Kate Spade.
Yeah.
Very sad. Very sad.
Yeah.
Successful people, and I just don't understand what happened there.
Yeah. Those are sad instances where we find,
I mean, until we get like all of the details as to what's happened. I mean, I think that it's important that people make themselves aware of, that there are people out there that really, even when you don't know it, are suffering.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, it's important that we acknowledge and we really pay attention to our children, pay attention to our friends and family. You sort of pass it, they're probably not doing okay. And then something like this happens. I'm sure this came so suddenly for so many.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you planned this, something triggered in them to say, I can't deal.
Exactly. And it's the point of, which we should always be reaching out to our friends and families. I think we could all probably do a better job at that. Yeah. But as well as being able to find ourselves in a situation when we are kind of low and feeling like that, what are different outlets that we can take to reach out to our friends when we feel so entrapped, right? I guess
absolutely.
It's hard to reach out when you feel you're in a prison all by yourself and nobody else can understand you. And those are kind of some of the things that even successful people deal with is we have this vision of they're successful, but inside they have a lot of things going on, and it's sad.
It's very sad.
I think sometimes we miss the signs because where everybody's so involved in their day-to-day life and careers and family. And sometimes we miss the signs from our friends and don't realize that something else is going on. And not only the success.
You're so busy in your own world that you don't even recognize what other people are going through.
And I think we just have to be cautious of making assumptions of what people's lives really are. People are going through some very painful times. So like you say, reaching out and just being there and available to help people when needed, and don't make any assumptions based on somebody's income or what we think they may be going through.
Life happens to all of us, no matter what income bracket you're in.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's a really, really devastating subject matter, and it's hard for anybody to address, you know, like solely like that. But we hope the best for his family, you know, everybody. He's impacted so many lives, so, you know, I'm glad he was able to leave a legacy where people felt moved by him and were inspired by him.
Absolutely.
I just want to add really quickly, because one of my homework for this trip was to read the book Fish, which is the proven way to boost morale and improve results. But there's a quote in here, and I'm not sure who said it. It says, "The past is history, the future is a mystery. Today is a gift, and that's why we call it the present."
That's right.
You know, and I think that says a lot, because you have to be present. It's not just being present with our families. It's just, it's being there. It's acknowledging, you know, I'm present. I'm present in your life. I'm present here for you. You know, we have to remind people that they're not alone. They're not alone in their struggles. A lot of us go through the same things in our day-to-day lives. Some of us cope with it better than others. It doesn't make them different. It just means that they need more support.
Yeah, absolutely.
They need more support. So if you're present, then you can acknowledge that. You can see where they're hurting, but you got to be present.
And I think it's important for us as business owners to not just focus on our businesses, but the people that we interface with, because there is a greater purpose even in that. So just be open to that as we launch our businesses.
Don't make assumptions and just think you know what's going on. Actually sit down and talk to them.
Yes.
Absolutely. Ask, are you okay? You know, because sometimes even just that opens the door to, you know, I'm kind of going through these things, and oftentimes it's having a conversation. It's being able to get it off your chest, and then realize that you're not alone.
Yeah,
exactly.
Feeling the same way that you're feeling.
Yeah, that's
and finding ways to help cope and manage. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying you're absolutely right. I mean, every single one of us have gone through certain trials and tribulations, and sometimes, you know, it depends on who we have surrounding us, you know, who our influences are, if we have mentors in our lives. Some of us have those, and some of us haven't in the past, but we've all gone through things, and it's so important to have such a great support model moving forward in life.
And to understand to reach out to them, because it's, you know, we get into our points where we don't want to bother, especially as women, right? We don't want to bother anybody with our issues. We try to handle it and carry those burdens. And I think, you know, that
but I think it's also, what would they think about me?
Yes, of course.
You know, and sometimes that's why I always say I don't want to reach, because I don't know what they're going to think about me. What you know, and we have to sometimes just reach out and make sure that we have that support system there to move forward from our...
That goes back to telling people that you're not alone. You're not alone. You know, your situation, well, it's unique to you and sensitive to you. You can find comfort in others by hearing their situation.
Yep.
You know, and it's unfortunate. Sometimes we can't reach everyone, but, you know, you make your best effort. You make it a point to be present.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. All right, so now I want to kind of change a little the vibe and the topic and go on to our topic of today, which is that courage, you know, our courage to become entrepreneurs, and the courage and that point in our lives where we found ourselves wanting to do that jump and to do that leap.
Right, to branch off and say, you know, I want financial independence. I want to build a career, but because I'm investing in myself, because I have so much self-belief that I can do this.
Exactly.
I think that, you know, people forget that if you are, and it's not to say that it's a bad thing to have a salary, you know, to work a 9-to-5. That's not a bad thing.
Not at all.
You know, but there's something to be said about women or individuals that choose to branch off and make that leap of faith and say, I have enough self-belief that I'm going to make this happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to secure my future by being the boss.
Yes, yes.
Agreed.
And I think for me personally,
how do you ladies do it?
Yeah. For me personally, I think I just had unrealistic expectations coming out of college. You know, I was thinking I would graduate, I would make all this money, I would be in a fulfilling career, and then life happens and you have corporate politics, you have layoffs, and I was like, I need to do something for myself. So I really feel like God was leading me to branch out and do something on my own, but to have a positive impact on women. And that's why my goal is to motivate and encourage women to live to their greatest potential.
Yes.
That's great. Yeah. I have a similar story. For me, it was my girls. I've worked in corporate America. I've worked in technology, which is traditionally a male-dominated industry. It is what it is.
Yep.
And I used to work my butt off. I used to work 24/7 all the time. And then once I had my first daughter, I encountered a little bit of a challenge because I didn't have the same flexibility. But then once I had my my little one, you know, I ended up going through a layoff, and I ended up going through a very humbling experience. And then, you know, I thought about it, and I said, geez, you know, I worked all these hours, I invested all this time, and I've learned so much throughout the years, but why couldn't I do it for myself?
Yep.
You know, what am I leaving for my daughters?
Yes.
And so having them has given me the strength to be able to go above and beyond who I was, who I am, and is continuing to push me forward. So that was my, let's get it together and let's go.
Exactly. That's awesome. You know, and you're leading an example for them. You know, and that's beautiful.
Yeah, you know, and in the end, that's what it's about, right? Because that's another thing that I think we don't touch on often enough. That when you do have children, you are setting that example. They're watching you. They're following your lead. I'm a firm believer that, you know, it's you need to be an example. You have to practice what you preach. You can't tell your kids one thing and do something else. So, you know, they're watching us all the time. So it's great that they have such an example. They have such wonderful examples. You know, it's going to get them to say, I can do it. I can do that too. They're not going to have that set limitation that maybe we had in thinking, okay, well, I'm just going to work a corporate job, or I'm, you know, they're going to be like fresh minds, like that little child that just came out that doesn't know no. Has no idea what the word no is.
Yeah, for me, it was for flexibility. That's what I was looking for. Flexibility, and that I was not being capped at a salary.
Exactly.
That's why I really don't know what a paycheck is, because for the last 30 years, I've always been on my own.
That's beautiful.
I've always looked for something that I could develop and something that I could work on. And it was all because of flexibility. And also, I don't want somebody telling me how much money I'm going to make.
Exactly.
I want to dictate.
Sky's the limit.
Exactly.
I want to dictate when I'm working, when I'm not working, how much money I'm going to make. Yeah,
That's right.
Exactly. Yeah, that's so
you know
critical.
your worth.
You know, what'd you say?
I said, you know your worth. You're not going to have someone else tell you what your value is. You know what you bring to the table.
Exactly. Yeah, that's really one of the most empowering things for a woman, is to say, you know what, I have the courage, and that's it. I'm going to dictate. Nobody else is going to decide how much value I have or how much money I can bring into my household. You have the opportunity, especially in today, we have limitless opportunities to go out and do a lot of those things.
You know, what you just said is so liberating if you think about it. You own you.
You own you.
It's amazing. You know, it's...
That's
like
why
that,
I can't see
Yes. No,
what is
I love it. I love
it. No way. And I'm also been blessed that I've been surrounded, and I guess I the energy, and I attract these people that always were very supportive of my ideas and wanted to do, and also they supported not only with ideas but other things, that bringing me together with somebody else that would help me.
Connections, networking.
Correct.
Yeah.
Positive influencers. Mentors.
And I think that's what builds the confidence in you when you because it takes a lot of guts and courage to make that decision and say, you know what, I think I'm just gonna, it's time.
It's time.
You know, because you can run that clock out to the very last second, and you know, especially, and it's a very daunting it's scary, but it's liberating all at the same time.
Yeah.
And to, you know, because I was in an industry for 24 years. You know, I was in the medical field, and I ran the clock out, you know, to the very end. And I said, you know what, it's time, because you hear that voice inside that says, you know what, you know you're not happy here. Yeah. You know what you need to do. Yes. You know it's time to go ahead and step out on faith and step out in what's in you, because there are people that need what we have, you know, so they're just waiting on us. Exactly. So that's encouraging to ourselves, that courage to do that, you know, because it's not just for us. Yeah. You know, no, it's for it's for all of us. Exactly. You know, it's for everyone. So this is
you're setting an example.
Sandra, if you could just quickly go around and ask each of one to just tell everyone what exactly it is that they do.
Yeah.
What is their profession? What is your passion?
Yeah, definitely. We'll start
Sure. So I own Intellects IT, and I opened it up because for me, I love technology. I love the solutions. I can bridge the gap on, you know, needs of companies and organizations. And for me, I said, you know what, let me bridge the gap and let me provide other companies with my knowledge and my expertise on the right solutions for their business. So I specialize in cybersecurity, disaster recovery, true disaster recovery, managed services, application development services, etc.
Yeah, a lot of great tools too. Yeah. Really cool stuff. Yeah. Everything any size business would need.
Small,
we went over that.
Large.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Nicole?
Hi, I'm Nick Carson.
Nick.
Yes, Nick is fine. I'm an author, entrepreneur, speaker. And I specialize in transitioning, you know, especially, you know, us, I don't know everyone's age, but, you know, I am, you know, 40 and over, but, you know, just moving from one area of life to the next, you know, that answering that what if, you know, putting an answer to that and just recreating, you know, and starting over and moving forward.
I love that.
And answering the question and the dreams that you've had and the goals that you want to do, actually having the courage to do that, you know, and to move forward and to step into that God called initiative that's in your heart to actually do that and step out on faith and you know, believe that this is for you. And because it's not just for me, it's for everyone. So we all have a voice, you know, we just have to use it. So I love the reinventing and
I love that. I love especially our age. We think this whole room is 40 plus, you know. So and that's the beauty. That's the beauty.
I'll embrace it.
But you know what? It's a good time. You know, it's a great time. It really is. My son, I have to share this really quick. My son just graduated high school. And you know, it was a long time waiting, but I was literally left with the thought of, ooh, okay, now what do I do? You know, my life, you know, evolved around him. You know, what do I do now? So now is the true time to live. It's time to live. It's time to fulfill those passions and
everything
walk in
you
that
put on the back burner when you were raising him.
Absolutely. So
and that's a really great point, because I'm in full agreement. I find that there are a lot of women, mostly women, 40 plus, that are making that transition now, that are seeing the benefit of becoming independent. So I think that's fabulous. Thank you, Nicole.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah. Jewel? Oh, wait. We'll do Carmen first. She doesn't have a mic in front of her.
Okay. Carmen Bernard with Legal Shield. I actually have a passion for what I do, because Legal Shield has incredible products that actually help the small business owner, protect them legally and help them grow. And the tools that we provide the small business owners, so they don't become statistics, because we all know the statistics of starting a business, and most people don't reach out to attorneys because they're too expensive. And Legal Shield really provides high caliber law firms at a very minimal cost for the business owners, so they don't go at it by themselves, and they have that guidance throughout the whole process of hiring and dealing with suppliers and vendors, and then the other product is identity theft, and we all know what's going on with identity theft, and some people don't understand how devastating that could be.
Yeah.
So those are the products that we provide, and I go into businesses, not only help the small business owner, but we also help their employees, because we do have a group benefits division. So we help the entire business on with the employees and with the corporation itself, so they could be protected and grow.
Yeah. That's awesome. So they can
I'm
call
a
an attorney.
Yeah. It works.
Yeah. There's so many various reasons to call an attorney, especially when starting a business. Just all little
business
minute
partnerships
things.
and everything like that, and people don't realize what. I just got a young lady that called me, and unfortunately, she didn't have the service before. And she's in a lot of trouble right now. Her business partner walked out, and there were a lot of things that she didn't realize, document review, contracts. And we do that, and it's such a minimal cost to assist you to make sure that what you're signing, you're putting your name to it, is going to be to your benefit. So
that's important.
Well, Sandra, I just want to let some of our listeners know that if you have any questions for any of our guests, call us at 888-565-1470.
Yes.
Give us a call. Let us know, or ask these lovely ladies anything that you want to ask them. That's what we're here for.
Yes. Absolutely.
So guys,
wait, so we still have Jewel. Hold on 1 second, Jeanette. We got one more.
And I am Jewel Reed. I'm a certified life purpose coach. My business is called The Gem in You, because there's so much value in us. We just don't see it. And my passion is for purpose. There's so many people out here who say, what did God create me to do? So I really work with those individuals to identify their strengths, their opportunities, to really walk in purpose and really do what God has called them to do. So that is what my passion is.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's beautiful. And I think you and I have already kind of talked about my passions are in reference to empowering women and really this movement in politics. How do we get, especially as we become bigger business owners and more involved in that and empowering other women, I think it's up to us to make sure we're lifting up the women that are going to help us run this country, because
we got to stick together, ladies.
We need to. Yes, if you're out there and you have some little nugget of something's rubbing on your shoulders saying you should run, you should run.
Yes.
You should run. We need you.
Yes.
We need you. And and I think with courage and with all of that, and it's especially as coaches, it's up to us to help these women gain that oomph, because you don't know who's the next.
You don't.
We don't.
Senator, and we need her.
You.
It could be you.
Anyone?
Yes.
Even our kids, the girls.
Sandra, it's interesting because even when I went to my Women's of Coal conference in Boston, that was the one thing that really spoke to me. How much they support, and they're looking to develop more women advisors in this industry. So everyone seems to be on the same track. Everyone is acknowledging. The topic of the conference was the fearless girl in Wall Street.
Yeah. All right, so we're closing out now our show.
Guys,
we want to thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much
for coming on. We look forward to doing this again. We're so blessed to have your energy and just be here, and can't wait to hear more. And as we grow and as we all just kind of go on our paths, definitely want to have you back on and celebrate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you, everyone.
The preceding program is sponsored by the Emerald Financial Group, which is solely responsible for its content.
This has been Tell Us Your Business, where a special guest comes on every week and tells us what they do. All shows can be seen on amp2.tv, and if you wish to be a guest, call 866-224-5422 and tell us about your business. That's 866-224-5422. This has been an amp2.tv production.